It is Wednesday night again. This is the Wednesday night Mouse Party, and we've got gun websites. How's it going, G-Webs?
Good. Thanks for hosting.
And Cowgirl Candace, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome tonight.
And we have the return of the king, Baron SVG. How you doing?
Narcoleptic, but alive.
Well, that's good. That's good. There are some changes coming. The Gilded server is going to go away. Gilded has decided that everybody with an account needs to set up a Roblox account, and I don't like that. So we're going to migrate back to Discord. Let me get the banner going. There is a link in the description, plus the... Oops. That's the wrong tab.
I'm with the people that hate Discord.
Are those the same? I guess these are the same. Saying that also the ticker at the bottom has an email address and a link, shows the link for the Discord. I'm hoping everybody will join us back over on the Discord. It is set up. There may be some tweaking that still needs to happen, but for the most part, it's up and ready to go. Thanks to Baron and Candace. I want to thank you two for your hard work in the last just couple days to get it up and going.
Yeah, we threw that together as soon as we learned about the Gilded shit show. I don't know what the hell they're thinking.
Well, my guess is just it's a way
Money.
to pad subscription numbers. Disney did the same when they gave out all the free subscriptions. They counted those, where they would tout those as part of their subscription numbers.
But yeah, there's already people over there, and everything is working perfectly fine as far as we know. So if you have any problems in there when you join, just send us a message.
And I'll probably shut down all the channels on the Gilded except the general. We'll leave that up because that'll have the breadcrumb to get over to the Gilded and Discord.
That's going to take a while.
Yeah. Gizzard Gary, how are you doing tonight?
There's a button. I'm doing all right. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for being here. Oh. Yeah. So, Gary, don't forget to, if you wouldn't mind joining us over on the Discord.
I think I just did.
Oh,
He's already over.
All right. Yeah. What else was there? Something else? Just want to make sure we get all the administrative stuff out of the way.
Is there going to be a way to get links in the future if you don't hate people?
We'll have to figure that out.
If you don't want to have to argue in order to find the link, is there a way to get the link in the future?
Oh, I will say that on our old Discord, that wasn't really a problem.
I'm worried about the parking lot on my way in, though.
I don't know. Well,
So the way it's set up, if you don't want to have anything to do with the server side and you just want the links, we can just give you a role where the only channel you see is the link channel. Or not.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So far out there is Vulcan Rumble, Abigail, Sorsha Finnegan, and Hillbilly Up. And there's pinned at the top of the chat is a link for this week's poll. So if you haven't voted in the poll, head over there and vote, and we'll look at the poll in just a little bit.
Do we look at the poll results before or after the bracket tonight?
Well, the two guys in Kyrgyzstan that are working on it have made up.
Drake and Winslow, yes.
Yes, Winslow apologized to Drake about the comments he made about the goat. So they have started working on realigning the Heisenberg compensator on the bracket.
I don't even use those on my brackets. Every once in a while, the third string of stuff falls apart, but it's not like you need that thing all the time.
Well, mine's kind of the clunky, surplus Soviet, so it's what I could afford at the time.
Have you broken a bracket on stream yet?
No.
So it's a sturdy Soviet bracket.
Yes, that's the way they tend to be. But when something goes wrong, they don't make new parts for it, so
Yeah.
it takes a while to get it fixed. I watched Godzilla -1.
Ooh.
Or did you read it or did you watch it?
I watched it.
So that's a dubbed one, right?
Well, no, I did
not
watch.
read it.
I watched it with
Well,
subtitles,
Can you understand it when you were listening to it, though?
bits and pieces, not very much.
I always wonder if it's actually, I'm assuming it's actual really words, but, they could be saying nothing and I wouldn't know.
I liked it. I thought the design of Godzilla, for the most part, was good. The animation was not top tier.
What do you mean? The CGI or?
Yeah. Godzilla's movements were a little off. They weren't. They didn't look right.
I did like his movements a lot better in like the Godzilla and Kong universe.
The legendary movies.
Yeah. But in -1, he has just a real terrifying look. I liked it.
I did not care for every time he used his atomic breath, there was a Pokemon evolution. I don't know. I don't understand that. But it was an interesting, different kind of story, a take on is the kamikaze pilot storyline. Was something kind of new.
Yeah, we've only seen about the first 10 minutes. We bought the Japanese audio, American or English subtitles, but we haven't watched it all.
I think that's the only way it exists, I think, isn't it?
It's on Netflix in a dubbed English audio version, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
that's got to be so weird.
I haven't seen it.
Subtitles are always superior, and it just takes. You just have to get used to it, and then eventually you don't even notice that you're reading subtitles.
Unless you're blind.
I feel like I speak Japanese.
I didn't like the way I watched it on Amazon, and the subtitles were in the black box below the picture, which was not the best place to put them, because then you have to look down away from the picture. When they're up in your view, then you can read them without looking away from the
Yeah, that's
movie.
a good point.
And I watched the second Dune.
You just now watched the second Dune?
Yeah, I watched both of them last night.
Oh, okay.
It yeah. It strays a lot farther from the book. The first movie stuck really close to the book. And then the second movie does not, which I didn't like because the storyline in the book was better than for the movie. But Baron asked me an interesting question. If you had not
Yeah.
read the book, was it a good movie? And other than I can't stand Zendaya as an actress, and
I agree.
Paul was a little too whiny.
Horrible.
Screw-
Like wimpy little kid instead of a actual character.
Yeah, that's well. If you've read the book, then you see how strong Paul is in the book. I would have been okay with it if I did not know the book.
Hmm.
Yeah, I haven't
See-
seen it yet either. I bought it about the same time I bought Godzilla, so probably gonna do the same double feature.
Buy it like you don't mean the DVD. Like buy it like you can watch it on the whatever service.
Yeah, I bought it on Fandango now, slash Voodoo. It's like they got bought up. It's a digital copy.
Yeah, you just watch it. You can watch it as many times you want though.
Yeah.
I have movies.
Godzilla was only like $15, brand new in 4K.
Well, they gotta love that because now they don't have to make a DVD or ship it or anything else, and they still get the same. Well, they probably get more than what they would have got with the DVD.
Yep. Because usually when you buy the 4K disc, they give you a digital version also.
Oh, okay.
I had that with a couple movies. I don't remember what movies they were, but it was Spectre, I think was the streaming service. But I didn't download the copy. They had it, but you could access it. That was until they disappeared. And then so your digital copy disappeared too.
When you get a digital copy, can you pull it down and have it?
Like download it?
Yeah. I guess
Um,
you just pull your DVD as well, right?
morally, I think you should be able to download it, like pirate it, like you
Well,
bought it, but
you
usually they
can.
don't let you.
Well,
Oh,
you're allowed. I think it applies to DVD too, because I think it first came up with CDs, but you can make a backup copy of your physical CD.
Legally, you can back things up, but most modern DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff have encryption on them. It's DRM copy protection, and it is violation of copyright law to bypass those copy protection measures. But who's gonna know?
Exactly.
The Saints out there asking, what did I miss? Our Gilded, I don't know if you're on the Gilded server. Our Gilded server is going to go away, so we're going back to Discord. I don't know if you heard that.
And the link is in the description and on the banner scroll at the bottom of the video.
Yes.
So the Discord server is back, better than ever.
Yeah, I think even if Gilded decides not to do the Roblox things, I'm not going back to them.
No.
It's just,
It's a pain in the ass.
yeah, well, I feel bad for telling people, hey, come over here. No, come over there. No, come back here. So we will just stay where we are now
Hmm.
on the Discord.
That's what they wanted all along.
Yeah. Well, they got it.
You played right into it.
Vulcan Rumble saying buy the DVD. Formats will change. There's a small push for people to keep your don't get rid of your DVDs even if you're downloading, because I forget which company it came up with, but people that had downloaded movies lost those movies because the company, something happened with the company. I can't remember if they decided that you're not going to have it anymore. But if you've got the physical media, they can't take that from you.
Yeah, honestly, that does keep me up at night when I think about that shit. I don't know. I probably have like 200 movies in 4K digitally, and if my service just went away and they disappeared, poof, that's a lot of money to just be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went through that with iTunes is I don't know if it was every so often when there'd be an update, but my songs would disappear. Some of them I could download, and then some of them, if I wanted them, I'd have to rebuy them. And so I had to I still use my iPod, but it's set to not automatically sync when I hook it up to stop that from happening. You can back up I forget your files and stuff, but it's kind of a pain because they're not. If you don't know the program real well, it's not labeled, so it's easy to understand what you need to have and where the files are and all that.
Is that me or him?
What was it?
Oh, it was me then.
Possibly.
Definitely you.
Okay.
Yeah, they've even done that with video games. People bought their video games digitally, and it's just deleted from the platform, gone.
Yeah. I've heard too that the reason that the video game files are so large is so that you can't fit other games on. So,
Oh, that's some evil shit. I never thought of it that way.
Whatever game it is you downloaded is so large, that's the only game you can have. That's the only one you can play. Vulcan Rumble's saying Windows CE WMA files from Zune and Media Player have disappeared also. Yeah, there's some old files, audio files that I have where I've always had Windows, and now there's some of them that Windows will say, "Oh, we can't play that." Well, an older version of you made that. Why can't you play that?
VLC Media Player will play just about any music file.
So let's take a look at this week's poll, which is once again pinned at the top of the chat. Let me refresh it. And the question was, are you going on vacation this summer? Yes, no, or staycation, taking time off but staying home. 51% said no, 34% said yes, and 15% said staycation.
Can you truly take a vacation if you're retired? I mean, are you on permanent vacation at that point?
Vacation, you leave your house, right? You're traveling
Yeah, you got to take a vacation
Yeah.
from life, right?
from your normal routine, whatever that is.
I just did that.
No.
Yeah,
you
that
are on
was
a trip.
Thunder on the Prairie was pretty much my vacation.
It looked pretty fun.
It was a working trip for Gizzard, though.
I had fun though.
You're allowed to have fun at work, but you know what I'm saying.
I was really bummed out I missed that.
It was a lot of fun. And it's
I'm just glad there was so much live streaming because I felt like I was there.
I will say that there was a Wi-Fi there, but I kept getting no service. Oh, no service. Every so often. So I'm glad I didn't try to live stream. But it was fun, and probably the biggest reason I go is just so I can see people in person, like Gizzard Gary, and hang out. And then also there's usually lots of different guns you can try out, ones that you normally wouldn't be able to.
That's true.
And then if for YouTube creators, because there were some people who don't do YouTube that were there too. But it's a range where you can make videos and stuff. And then since there's lots of different guns that people bring and we'll let you shoot, you can make videos on guns that you wouldn't be able to normally.
And if you need help, there are other creators around there who will hold your phone and while you're
Yes.
doing videos, and et cetera, et cetera. It's great that way. So there's always somebody who will help you out.
How many people made it there this year?
Well, there were 18 in the skills competition on Saturday, if that's any indication.
Well,
Everybody?
so that would put it at about 20 because there were a couple of people who weren't in the skills competition, like Squib and DJ.
Oh, really? Didn't
Must
DJ
suck.
win it last time? Or did he win a different contest?
He won a different contest,
Okay.
a different skill-based contest.
Well, luck and
Break
skill.
dancing.
Yeah.
Break dancing.
And they had the Tippmann 9mm Gatling gun, which jammed up, but it was kind of cool to see while it did shoot.
Insert 9mm sucks comment in there somewhere.
It was still cool. It's a Gatling gun.
There's a Tommy gun.
Tommy gun. My friend Justin brought his Tommy gun out.
They're always fun.
They are clunky and heavy, but still cool.
Yeah, I saw a video on that one. It's all engraved and it's got carvings in the stocks. It's pretty nice.
It is. He said that's not what he was looking for when he bought it, but that's the one he could get. So that's what he bought.
It's a commemorative edition of I couldn't read what was on it.
I think it says bootlegger,
Okay.
if I recall. Larry Knopf and Vanessa Kitty's out there. Good evening.
Definitely need a drum mag for it then. If it's for bootlegging, right?
He does have the drum mag. He hasn't used it yet. So he's got 20 round and 30 round stick bags.
You know how much a drum mag costs for a Thompson?
I don't.
Try looking it up sometime. It's pretty interesting.
My local sells 10 round drum mags because it's Washington. It's pretty depressing to see that.
Yeah.
They just look like a piece of cake.
Basically.
Gary beat me in the skills competition, just barely, but he did beat me.
What was your place?
One below you.
Oh yeah, cool.
Congrats, Gary.
Well, thank you. I beat somebody. Yay!
Yeah, I did bad on the golf ball shoot. They had a golf ball hanging on a cord, and I did not do well. I only hit it once out of how many shots? Do you remember? 5 or 10 shots.
5, I think.
Yeah, I only hit one.
Yeah, but the one I hit, I knocked the golf ball and the string and everything clear off into the grass behind it. It just disappeared.
There was a AR shoot. One scoped, one open sights.
See, I
Scope,
don't think I want to shoot at an AR, even if it had a sight on it like that.
Scoped, I did 5 out of 5. Was it 5 or 10 rounds? Now I can't remember what I did. But I was 100% on the scoped, and was I think like maybe 3 out of 5 with the iron sights. It was like, I think it's 65 yards.
What type of sights do they have? Like carry handle style or flip up or?
Flip up.
Okay.
It was
And
a
there's
rear peep sight type. I actually like that one. The scope,
There's-
I couldn't get to work for me at all.
really.
Yeah, I couldn't hit anything.
There's kind of a shooting gallery duck setup. You know, the ducks kind of go by, moving ducks. I think I did. I can't remember how many shots each one was. Was that 10?
10. Yeah.
10?
Hmm.
So I think I did 6 out of 10 on the ducks, 5 out of 10 on the plate rack with 22. I know Gary did like 8 or 9 out of 10.
I had, let's see, on the moving ducks, I hit 7. And on the plate rack, I actually hit 9. So, yeah.
And there was a Texas Star, and we shot that with a snub nose, 38 special. I got 5 out of 6 on that.
No shit.
Yeah. It had gutter sights, so I'm used to gutter sights. So
Okay.
it wasn't a problem.
Check 'cause you have a
Shotgun
gutter mouth.
bowling. What's that?
Is that because you have a gutter mouth?
Yeah. I'm used to being in the gutter. Shotgun bowling. 5 pins. I did it in 2 shots, but I had to shoot it twice because Gary, when you set up for me, you didn't set the pins correctly. You didn't put them on their
Ooh.
spots.
Oh shit! This
So
is
they
all
were-
a big setup. So
That's
Gary,
they were-
really?
They were
Rigged.
spread out farther than they should have been.
It's rigged.
this is what's happening.
Nobody gave me instructions. They just said, Gary, go out and set them up for the next guy. So I set them
Yeah.
up.
Because I got up
Looks
there
like
and I looked
Gifford
at
is
him.
getting a link to the new server.
What's that?
Looks like Gizzard isn't getting a link to the new server.
Oh, he's already in.
Too late.
And then there was there? Oh, and then the hostage target. So 3 shots on the hostage target, and each shot was worth 3 if you hit something. If you hit the hostage, it was -3. If you hit the bad guy, it was a +3. I got 1 miss and then 2 good hits.
Same here.
I think that was all.
I was high on a first shot and then
Yeah.
Sounds like a pretty fun challenge. Skill challenge.
challenging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year, I killed the hostage. It was like
Good job.
No.
5
What'd he do
shots
to you?
dead center in the chest.
What did he know?
But I think that was all the stages. And that was the first day, and then the second day was just open for filming, so people could shoot whatever they want to shoot and do filming or videoing, not filming.
Speaking of which, Gizzard, I saw your video of barbecue shooting your what was that handgun?
Taurus.
That was a Taurus G3C.
It sounded like he hit just about every shot on the steel. That was amazing.
It's possible. He shot him so fast, I'm not sure. He was complaining about not being able to see through the glasses, which I thought was hilarious.
There was a parking lot behind where they were shooting.
He was just shooting all the cars.
Yeah, you were just hearing the ding, 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 ding of all the cars.
But it does sound like he hits most of the shots.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be that target. That's for sure.
He did better than I did. I shot over the plates and then shot the bracket.
Yeah, I hit the bracket a few times.
Abby saying Taurus is criminally underappreciated. I do like Taurus. They're affordable and they work.
But I will say, if you watch my videos and then you see the plate portion of it, that's not fake. I actually did do that. So
I will attest to it. For when I was over there hanging out with Gary, he did very well on the plates. Wayward Son had a bunch of guns, so I got to shoot stuff like a platypus. Shot his it was 9mm, but I still kind of liked it. And a Grand Power 10mm and an FN 10mm. And a Rost Martin, which I didn't care for. I mean, there wasn't anything wrong with the gun itself. It just, the way it fit my hand was uncomfortable.
But everybody says they're amazing.
I mean, seems like a decent gun. I just, was not comfortable for me.
Wayward Son, he was the guy doing the merch also, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have I bought a couple tumblers from him and I gave one to my friend. I don't have one out here to show. Well, technically it's his wife. Wife does all the printing and stuff. And then he kind of is running the business part of it. She does all the work. But she edits all his photos or all his videos for him. Ooh. Yeah, we went out to dinner a couple times. Had the baked Nebraska.
What exactly is that?
It's kind of half spaghetti, half Alfredo pasta. Was it chicken?
yes,
Chicken Alfredo?
yes.
So it's red and white Nebraska colors.
Didn't they tell him that baked Alaska is a dessert? I thought you were going to say
Baked
like
Nebraska
corn-
is definitely not.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say like it's corn pudding and they cook it or something, but or burn, like raw corn pudding ice cream or something that they burn.
And it's served in a glass pie plate. It has a layer of mozzarella cheese over the top of it, and it's baked, and it's piping hot when they serve it.
I
Do
thought
you
it
like
was I thought it was good,
Yeah.
not great. I like the Alfredo side better than the spaghetti side. But I had when I flew in, my friend Justin, who picked me up, we went out to the steakhouse and I had steak and then he dropped me off at Thunder on the Prairie out at the Nebraska Shooters and then immediately went and had dinner. So I might have felt differently if I had not been full. But I like I said, really like the Alfredo side.
Yeah, like when you're full, pasta's like the last thing you want to snack on after.
One of the things I noticed is the price difference between Nebraska and Washington. I picked up the tab for barbecue. He had a baked full. I had a half, and he had a full size baked Nebraska. And when I went up to pay,
What? How did he eat a full one with his tiny stomach?
it was like $22. I was, and I'm used to
For
that
two people.
for two people being like $40.
Oh yeah, I was like, wow, that's crazy. They probably get meat for free in Nebraska because it's just walking around all the time. Corn is
It could
free.
be.
You can just get corn anywhere you want.
There were deer at the I think it was Saturday morning. I think it was on Saturday, either Saturday or Sunday morning. There was deer out on the Nebraska shooter range walking around.
When you go to
Lots
Nebraska
of rabbits.
and you walk around a town in Nebraska, are there just people sitting around on little benches and stools husking corn?
I didn't see any, but
Or like at a red light or whatever, they'll run up to you and husk corn for a quarter?
clean your windows with corn husks. Yeah, the restaurant that does the baked Nebraska is kind of like a small cafe size restaurant on one side, and then the other side with no divider, it's a convenience store.
Yeah, you guys shut the place down for the night, didn't you? While you were there?
No, the restaurant that they were going to do that, not everybody went to dinner the next night. So Travis told them, "Hey, don't close down." So he, told them you can stay open, and since we weren't going to fill the restaurant.
Oh, I was thinking you meant hang around until the restaurant closed at night. You mean we don't have enough room for anybody else, so you guys just own the whole restaurant tonight?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've never been in that type of situation before. Unless maybe you count like a banquet or something for like a giant organization, that I don't count that.
Well, it's a real small restaurant, kind of cafe, small cafe.
I feel obligated like to buy stuff. I'll be like, I'll just take water. Oh, I'll have water. I'll have like something, just bread for me, thanks. They're like, what the fuck? We closed all night and made like $15.
Yeah, the second place we went the next night, their special was like garlic beef tips.
Yeah, something like that.
It was pretty good though. I liked it. kind of like small chunks of roast beef.
So you see in this comment,
Which one?
how far south is Renton?
Renton is north of me.
Okay.
Probably an hour and a half ish. I haven't heard anything about it, but you know,
It's not shocking in this state,
no.
unfortunately.
So I have a
Oh,
I have a question. I'm reading a
Yes.
thing that's talking about, you know what a Joshua tree is?
yes.
Yeah.
It can live 1,000 years. They average lifespan is 500 years, and they just live in a certain, environment. So they're not endangered, I don't think, but I think they've been on a watch list. They're of concern because they have such a fragile environment or whatever.
And I thought it
So-
was a decent album too.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. I'm talking about the real Joshua trees.
Uh,
California made it, I think, a deal where you have to pay like $2,500 if you screw with one. So some company is going to go in and level a bunch of them and put solar panels up, and I'm assuming they're just going to pay the $2,500. So is that cool or is that lame?
oh, I would say it's on the lamish side, but it might be kind of like around here. There's I forget the name of it. There's a gopher that's protected, so it makes it really hard to build houses. You have to have the state or the county do a study to see if there's gophers. But if you're a developer, you can set aside a little bit of land as a buffer and then build a shit ton of houses. So maybe it's something like that where there's a variance because they're going to bring the state money.
Then they're going to give them $2,500 and then move them. Right? I mean, I'm assuming that's what they're doing because nobody's going to be like, oh yeah, go ahead and kill a 500, tree that grows to be 500 years old. Go ahead and kill that and put up a solar panel, and don't put the solar panel 15 feet over that way.
You'd think if they were like really endangered, the fine would be higher than 2,500.
I might be
They
reading
need to
wrong.
bump that up.
I was just looking, but I'm just
Yeah.
wondering because that's the news is that that California okayed basically moving a bunch, or I'm assuming moving, but I don't know because they're not really endangered plants. It's just that it's a 500-year-old plant essentially, but it's a plant. What do people care? It's a plant in the middle of the desert. It just happens to be 500 years old, but they need solar panels, I guess, really bad.
Oh, I've got a neighbor that has solar panels. I would love to
A lot
have
of
them.
neighbors with solar panels here.
I would love to have them, but I don't. I mean, there's a lot of problems that come along with solar panels, especially in Washington.
You don't want to drill 100 holes in your roof. Have
No.
a second roof that's like a kite hanging off of those 100 holes.
Well, and you have to clean them because they get dirty, so they stop working properly.
Oh, I imagine that's a thing down there.
And then when they go bad, I think there is a company now that is supposed to be able to recycle them, but they're not. Solar panels aren't recyclable. If I lived off grid, then yes, solar, I'd be all over it. And I've always wanted to have a little windmill, just to have a little windmill to play with.
Would you attach it to anything like a pump?
I don't
Or
know.
just free spinning.
And not the
If you put up a windmill and you don't attach it to nothing, you're just slowing down the earth for no reason.
Exactly.
because I want one of the twisty kind, not the fan blade kind.
Oh, you're the freaking metric European kind? It's going like a blender up in the air?
Yeah.
Foss just wants to kill birds. That's what I'm hearing.
That way, if Water World happens, he's got half his boat made or whatever.
Yeah, the Saint said you can charge your electric scooter.
You know, I was just watching Waterworld. I like the book a lot better. You know,
I didn't know there was a book.
I'm fucking with you. There's no book.
Oh. Yeah, I saw it twice and did not enjoy it either time.
It's a pretty bad movie.
I like it. It ain't the best movie in the world, but it's interesting.
It's definitely not the best movie in the world.
You got to be in a certain mindset to watch that.
Anybody
That's for
watch
sure.
the new Star Wars?
What, the TV show?
Yeah.
No.
Well, 20,
Nope.
36 minutes long episodes, I think. There's only 2 of them so far. It's before the first horrible movies that nobody likes. Hundreds of years before that movie.
What is it? The Acolyte?
Yeah,
Mhm.
No, I won't watch it.
Why?
I've only seen the Mandalorian TV shows.
Why ain't you going to watch it?
I don't have Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's the main reason, but I still wouldn't, even if I did.
Like some Rich Wright was telling me not to watch it. It's so horrible. And I'm like, it's kind of like too much like Star Trek. Like to me, like in Star Trek, everything was clean all the damn time, and in Star Wars, everything was normal. Like worn sometimes. Like Luke Skywalker's house looked like they lived there and stuff. His clothes looked like he worn them before, and didn't wash them that like 2 minutes before they started filming. This one, everything's clean, and I don't like it. It seems like they just washed all their clothes, got up and went to work at wherever they film these in California or whatever. So it just looks like a bunch of sets. But otherwise, it's just a Star Wars show. It's not. What don't you like about it? Is it like not canon or something?
Well, they're making it canon, but it shouldn't be.
Yeah, so far it's just there's Jedis running around being the bad people, I guess. And then I don't know if it's supposed to be a Sith or something. They haven't explained it because it's only the second episode, but somebody's going around and killing Jedis. And she's got the Force, so I'm assuming she's a Sith.
Well, shit, now everybody has the Force. The Force is... which, yes, technically the Force flows and everything, and blah, blah, blah. But it's not special when everybody has it.
Right. And there's like Jedis all over the place in this one. Like Jedis are the police. So there's just like 2 Jedis hanging around all over. Everywhere they go, there's Jedis hanging out.
I mean, it could be good. I just haven't watched it. Like, if I was a kid, I'd probably be all over this.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's not that good. Like the robot is stupid. It's like a Walkman instead of anything else. Like the robot, instead of being like R2D2 or that little beach ball that I didn't like, it's just she has a like a little tape recorder on her belt, except it's a robot. And every once in a while she takes it out and shows its things.
Well, what did you think about Dr. Theopolis from Buck Rogers?
Well, that was a long time ago when we didn't know nothing. But I always thought that was a little odd. But at least he used optical something, like optical technology. He was a bunch of crystals.
Yeah.
There was nothing to him. He was just a thin circle of a bunch of crystals. So I could see that being alien technology. Because I don't know what it is, It's just completely alien. Or are you talking about the fact that he's a little disc that Twiki wears around?
Yeah. I'm not even sure how to spell Dr. Theopolis.
I guess he was AI-ish. but he's more like a Skynet, whatever you want to call it, computer brain. And he wasn't the
So
only one, right? He was more than there was like a whole bunch of them. Actually, wasn't there an episode where they put all of them in a big room together, in a big circle?
I don't remember, but this, for those who might not be familiar with the Gil Gerard Buck Rogers, the disc on the robot's chest, that is a robot.
Separate robot from
Yeah.
Twig.
The round disc is Dr. Theopolis.
The hell's going on with that helmet?
That's just his head.
That's
It's not a
Twinkie.
helmet. That's his hair. It's the 70s, and they made robots with 70s hair. It's all right.
Okay.
Did you ever see the show?
Nope.
That's what we thought robots were going to be like. Basically, that's the robot from, or isn't that the robot from Silver Spoons, or was
No,
they put this on Silver Spoons or something?
Never saw that either.
no, the
Deep
Silver
Show.
Spoons robot was kind of the more like the second season. The large robot that's on the second season, it was more like that one.
Oh. Beady beady, is that what he would say?
Yeah, beady beady beady.
Gizzard probably never watched that show, even though it was on when Gizzard was able to watch it.
No.
Of course not. And then his spaceship was pretty good.
Here's the Silver Spoons robot.
Oh my god, that's a horrible robot.
Wonder if it was shaped that way because they couldn't afford like a little person to put inside. They had to put a full size person. Like shit. Guess it's gonna look this way.
Probably had like looks like they had like $15 to make that robot
Yeah.
in like 1980s money.
Where was Kenny Baker when you needed him?
Bubba Triclops Ballistics and Mr. Bob Davalina is out there.
Would you rather have Twiggy running around or Daggett?
Twiggy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would definitely vote Daggett. That's the robot dogs from Battlestar Galactica, which was
No, I
basically
would-
at the same time. I think. Weren't they? at the
Twiggy
same
was cooler. I can understand wanting the robot dog,
I mean, it
the
didn't
monkey-
do nothing. It was just a monkey in a robot dog suit.
monkey
but
powered robot dog.
It didn't do nothing. But Twiggy always got him in fucked up anyway. He was like an asshole R2D2, if I remember right. He didn't intentionally do nothing, but he was such an idiot that he kept getting him in trouble, I thought.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, okay, maybe not an idiot, but he would go dee or whatever, and then bad guys would find him because he was always like the one that he was like the ones that writers would use to make something happen. If I remember right, I never liked him because of that, or at least I never appreciated Twiggy. But I did have a Star Wars figure of him.
M. Gabriel's out there. Anyway,
R2D2 or Twiggy.
R2D2.
Huh, that's
R2D2.
basically a bracket. It's basically a bracket.
But not the newer. I did not like the flying R2D2 in the prequels.
No, that's horrible. They can't make R2D2 do more shit that would have solved the other movies before the other movies, you know? He
Yeah.
could have flown around and gotten him out of all kinds of shit in the first movies, or the actual movies, or whatever you want to call the real movies. And now they go, oh, but before that he could fly around and shit and have all kinds of extra arms or whatever. And didn't he also? He did something in an elevator or something. I'm like, what the hell? He could have done this in the elevator and start in Empire.
Yeah, I've got a little remote control R2D2, made by Spiro. They're the ones that make the little ball robots, and it was great. And then I didn't use it for a few years. Pulled it back out to play with it, and apparently they only had a 3-year licensing contract, so the software for it disappeared.
Really? That's
Yeah,
weird.
I can still. There is on their. I was able to download some software that allows me to drive it, but it used to have preset stuff, like make the and it would take off or it would shake and fall over.
How big is it?
Probably about.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say as big as R2D2.
No. Can't afford that.
That would have been pretty expensive.
Well, if it's just a big plastic shell or something, I don't know. It's the way you were saying, like it shook and everything. That seems like a lot of stuff.
I used it in Every Second Matters video, but it was, you can drive it, but it won't make noises and stuff. I had to add in the noises.
If the people on Reddit don't have it, that seems like something that'd be ideal for Reddit.
When I looked it up, I can't remember if somebody had figured out how to program it, but it was too much effort to make it worth it.
I do have a question for our youngest panelist. Candace, you were a kid when the prequels came out, correct?
I wasn't alive when Phantom Menace came out.
Okay. So, did you watch all those movies as a kid?
Yeah.
Like, could you tell some didn't seem like the others? Like, R2's got a rocket in one, and he's basically, he can't even, like, go over sand in the original movie.
Yeah, it was definitely different.
Do you have a preference? Which one you prefer?
Not really. And, like, you look at all the tech and the starships and all that in the prequels, they all look higher tech, too.
Yeah, you got a point.
Like they forgot to put curves on spaceships. Like I don't know how to make a spaceship with a curve. Let's just make them all like look like blocky and shit.
Well, they don't even have hand railings around holes in the floor.
These ones, you mean?
Or walkways. Just let's have a really long walkway with no handrail.
The Phantom Menace was the first going to see. That was the first date my wife and I had.
No kidding.
Yep.
Did she like the movie?
Yes, I think so. I don't remember. I like the prequels. I don't love the prequels. Well, like might be a little strong. I'm okay with the prequels, except Jar Jar Binks.
You've seen the no cheese edits? We've talked about those.
Yeah, they remove all the goofy stuff.
They get rid of Jar Jar completely, and then they play the alien voices in alien voices and not in English. And then they give you subtitles for the aliens. Like when they're speaking, they just go, and then there's subtitles instead of them saying things in English all the time. And they get rid of Jar Jar Binks. And there's probably something else. I think it's like 15 minutes out of each movie that they get rid of, and it makes the movies amazing, like so much better. I think they get rid of some other shit in the middle movie, but there was 3 of them on YouTube for a while. I think they keep for a while there. They kept removing them. I haven't watched them in a long time, but they were called the no cheese edits.
No, I haven't seen them.
Oh shit, we never talked about that. It's been a while.
I used to really critique those movies, and I realized it's not worth it. If I'm going to watch that with like my nephew, just turn my brain off, watch the damn movie. It's entertaining. It's a popcorn movie. Tom looking at him now.
They already ruined Star Wars, so it's not like they can do.
Yeah, it's
anything.
already done.
Yeah, it's like already done, been ruined.
Well, if I was watching with somebody else who is not a huge Star Wars fan, or somebody younger, I probably wouldn't. The complaints I have, I probably would not bring out.
Yeah.
In the same way when I'm talking to, like here, where I will show my hatred of the new Star Wars.
I mean, unless a little kid had to watch Star Wars before they watch anything else, they're gonna hate Star Wars anyway, probably, because there's so many other movies that are like either visually good or have different characters. You know what I mean? Like, what's the odds a kid's gonna connect with Star Wars?
Especially like A New Hope. That's a pretty slow start movie. Like after Darth
Is that the
Vader
real
like
one?
chokes out the guy, then you're just stuck on Tatooine. It's pretty boring.
Is that the first real one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes forever. It's just that back in the olden days, it was amazing because it was a bunch of nothing movies. And kids don't have the patience to watch a movie with a bunch of nothing going on and like suspense or whatever. And they were probably doing some of that stuff to show off the cool special effects, and they're not so cool special effects anymore. So it's probably a little boring for somebody compared to real new movies.
So, what do you think about the original trilogy? The stuff with the ones with the added
Special editions.
They make
Yeah.
like Jabba the Hutt happen in Empire and stuff.
Yeah.
I like that they exist, that they went back and edited them, but they shouldn't remove. You should be able to watch it either way, right? Like, make both available. So, here's what
Empire
I
Strikes
would've
Back
liked.
is my favorite of those because it's like the least messed with. They just like redid the background in Cloud City and stuff like that. They didn't add like a musical in the middle of the movie.
Which one
Some
is that?
terrible musical.
They
Return
changed
of the
music
Jedi.
in one.
Yeah.
It,
I
Jabba
forgot
the
the name of
Hutt's
the band.
Palace.
Oh, they screwed with the music in that?
Yeah. Somebody out in the chat will know
You know,
the name.
it's been a long time since I watched Return of the Jedi.
But you show these movies to a kid that's never seen the original version and they see the special edition, they don't notice that it's weird. They're just like, oh, it's a movie.
Oh, yeah, they would.
Yeah.
And they didn't watch the first one, the real ones, over and over and over and over and over and over and over. So that they-
Exactly.
hey, what the hell? Like, this is the wrong
Mhm.
color's green on this guy.
The Saint is reminding us that in Washington, the new gun law takes into effect. No guns in libraries, zoos, or transit facilities.
Transit facilities. It's like public transit.
I think if you were going to take your zoo animal to the library on the train, you're not allowed
Huh.
to carry a gun with you anymore.
What if I fall in the gorilla enclosure? How can I defend myself?
Rest in peace, Harambe.
Don't act like a banana.
Oh, I don't. Either Gary fell asleep or we're just boring him. He's more Star Trek than.
You don't like movies.
Star
Yeah,
Wars.
I'm
Oh, wait,
Star Trek.
weren't you
I don't
supposed to
know
watch
nothing
them?
about Star Wars stuff.
Would you rather we start complaining about the new Star Treks?
I like the new Star Trek.
Star Wars?
Did you, doesn't Gizzard have some movies he's supposed to be watching?
Yeah,
What are you supposed to be
Oh.
watching?
a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, I mean, like this week or whatever. What's like the current one, I guess.
Oh, I lost track of that. I think Remember the Titans is
I don't know.
my
what that is.
next one because I finally
It's called
finished.
Gizzard.
I finally watched Wolf of Wall Street.
Did you like it?
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was interesting. Let's put it that way.
I haven't
Uh,
seen it.
It was entertaining. Just kind of indulge in everything as much as you can type of movie.
Yeah, I don't.
I
think
liked
that movie-
the scene at
It's
the country club when he forgets how to walk.
Oh yeah,
He's squirming around like a worm.
and at first says magically I managed to drive home without a scratch on a car, and then a few minutes later you get the real version of events. The car's all
Yep.
the only reason to watch that movie anymore, unless you really like that kind of movie, I think that's like a young person's movie. But
Mhm.
just to get all the references, there's so many references from that movie. I watched it. I don't remember, maybe a year ago because I hadn't watched it in so long, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. This is where that movie. That's where this is the movie that came from. Oh yeah, this is the movie where that came from. Oh yeah, this is the movie where that came from."
So, what's your favorite Star Trek movie? Do you have one?
let's
Usually,
see.
people say Wrath of Khan.
That's the only answer.
That one's good.
There's
I
two.
also I like The Voyage Home. I thought that was good.
That's the one with the whales, right?
I didn't like that one because
It's
of
That's
funny.
a fun one.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Transparent aluminum.
Well, there is somebody has created transparent aluminum. It's a real thing now.
I don't think there's a Star Trek movie I don't enjoy watching. I mean, the first one is pretty slow,
I liked it.
but I'll still watch it.
The idea behind it, the
It's great.
silicone life form. And yes, it is kind of slow. I Wrath of Khan is number one for me. Then I would probably put the first one personally. Then Undiscovered Country. Then the others.
Okay, so the Next Generation movies, you got to pick one. What's your favorite?
I didn't like them.
Any of them? What's
Not
your
really.
least hated one? Let's put it that way. Like, you
Least
have to
hated?
watch it. Which one you picking?
Oh God,
I do. First Contact.
Probably First Contact.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just really hated that they destroyed the Enterprise in every goddamn movie.
Well, yeah, because you got to sell new toys with the new movie, so you got to blow it up and build a new one.
But it always felt like just longer episodes. It never felt like a cinematic movie to me. The Next Generation ones. Generations.
Are you talking about the ones with literally the cast from the Next Generation, or are you
Yes.
talking about
Yeah.
the recent?
Yeah.
ones? Okay.
Generations felt more like a movie, but then you've got Roddy McDowell, or not Roddy McDowell, the other McDowell, and Shatner.
Yeah. That's got to be the best, like, it's not a pun, but like, Captain on the Bridge on the Captain. They killed him by dropping the bridge on his head.
Well, originally he was
Yeah.
supposed to be shot in the back, but Shatner refused to just be shot in the back. He wanted a more grandiose death.
He got it.
Mr. Bob said, I think I like the Orville more out of the new TV series. The Orville does Star Trek better than the new Star Treks. It's not perfect, but it's more Star Trek.
Feels like Next Gen to me. Yeah.
But once they moved it to whatever channel they moved it to, I think it was on Fox. Now it's on. Yeah, but it's something I don't get, so I didn't get
You
to
ever
watch
seen
it.
Lower Decks?
No.
I like that.
I've
The
seen
cartoon.
Lower Decks, but not the latest season. Yeah, it's fun.
If you liked it, then there's one where what's that called? Where they shit, crossover, maybe when they go with the other season. What's the other show? There's another real show.
Yeah, they
Strange
kind of
New Worlds or Strange Worlds.
I don't remember because I don't know.
Discovery.
But, whatever, one of the new people,
No,
human
it's
beings,
it's the one with
cross-
Pike.
oh.
They cross over, and that's super cool because like the
Yeah.
cartoon people cross over into the real life show. It's pretty.
And
good.
they had the real life voice actors play the characters. It was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Like if they come out of cartoon universe and pop into our universe, it's kind of cool.
Do you like the Kelvin timeline movies?
What does that mean?
The Christopher Pine movies?
They don't feel the
I love-
same, but I can enjoy them for what they are.
They're the best Star Treks that have happened. All the other ones are super boring to me compared to these new ones.
I
prefer the sciencey stuff.
I will say that I kind of enjoyed them, but they are not Star Trek.
Yeah, they're lame, but they're way better. Like the movies are better. Like they're more fun to watch.
Felt like
The
Mission Impossible movies in space,
Yeah, no, yeah. I hear
which
you.
I mean, that's not a bad thing. It's just
It's just that it's
not what
Star
I'm
Wars
used
is
to.
boring half the time. If Star Wars was like a sci-fi murder mystery, and every once in a while they did something, all right, cool. But I couldn't handle like Voyager or something in a movie. I don't think because those
But
are
I mean-
more like rom-coms. Like Star Trek has got some sci-fi in it, but most of the time they're talking about their fucking feelings or fucking relationships or fucking being mean to people. Like I'm fucking sick of learning lessons on the TV show all the time. And the movies are just like you say, let's make a action movie and put Star Trek people in it.
The TV shows, though, I do prefer the one with Pike over Discovery. I know he was on that show for a little bit, like one season. But have you seen it, Foss? I think we talked about it like a year ago.
Which
The
one?
Strange New Worlds, I think it's called.
No.
No, you should give it a
No,
shot.
I made it through the first half of the first episode of Discovery and refused to watch anymore.
Well, yeah, don't
Which ones are
give
which?
Discovery a shot. I'm saying the other show.
Which one's the mushroom channels?
That's Discovery.
Discovery.
Okay.
The Pike character, from what I had seen, looked like a better character, but there's still no goddamn discipline on that ship, and that you cannot have that on a. It is a war vessel, even though they're exploring. You cannot have that. You have to have absolute discipline, otherwise, everybody's going to die.
I think we just confirmed that this Foss is from the Mirror Universe.
Mhm.
By the way, Candace is saying she has to head to bed, so she's got to split.
Well, have a good night. Thanks for showing up. Nice to have you on again. We've missed you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been fun. We will hopefully have you back on.
You are always welcome.
Later.
And then there were 4. I will say, though, I tried watching the original series again. There's only so many episodes about, like, oh, it's a salt vampire. It's murdering
Well,
everyone.
That's the problem is you've got the first season, which they dealt with social issues, and then the second season is Monster of the Week,
Yeah, I just can't do it.
and that was there. That was not by design. It was more the studio
Yeah.
created problems for them.
It would have been cool if they took like some science fiction magazine or book or something and like grabbed a story out of there each week, kind of like Twilight Zone. At least Twilight Zone and those kind of shows had a whole bunch of different writers, right? Like they had I think even the casts were different, but like those weren't like one person wrote all the Twilight Zones, right? Like that was a show and they invited different people in to write them. Like it would be cool if they did Star Trek like that. Like here's your characters, but now, come up with a really good sci-fi story.
And I like both Star Trek and Star Wars equally. And I love Star Trek, not the new ones. The new ones are shit. But there are still things I don't care for, like the utopian communist. Well, we'll say socialist rather than communist society they build, where you don't need money. The pursuit is in bettering yourself, not in monetary gains. So you don't have money, but there's places where you need money. How do you get money to pay for the things when they don't give you money because they provide everything else for you? It's not explained.
Well, if like they go off world, or are you talking about like
Yeah.
they go on the street? Because if they go off world, I could see it be like, hey, you're going off world. Here's an allowance. They would have no reason to keep anything extra, so that like there might be like $1,000 worth of gold coins on the shuttle. They go to wherever they're going and they use some of those gold coins. When they get back, somebody just fills it back up again because nobody needs the gold coins when they're back home. So
They have a
they just-
replicator. Couldn't you
Well,
replicate money?
Yeah, they've done that before.
I don't know.
They've done it before.
Yeah, because you get like the replicator clothes so you look like you fit in, and they even have like prosthetics you wear so you look like an alien.
That and then
Yeah, those shows got weird.
The Prime Directive they talk about all the time, but then they break it constantly.
Yeah.
And my wife doesn't understand where I'll pick something apart, just tear it apart, but it's something I love and we'll watch over and over and over.
Government employees would never break a directive, ever. That would not happen. Unrealistic.
How would you rank the Star Trek series, TV shows?
Like my favorite?
Yep.
The Next Generation. I grew up watching that as a kid, week to week, so it's hard to top that because you're a kid. Then like TNG, then TOS. The other ones, I really don't care. They're just all scattered at the bottom.
I would go with the original series first, then DS9, then TNG.
I still haven't watched that.
The one with Mrs. Columbo, I did not like at all. What's the one with the frog ship?
Frog ship.
Frog.
Yeah, it looks like their ship looks like a frog.
Enterprise?
From a long time
Kate
ago?
Mulgrew's the captain.
Voyager?
Voyager. Yeah. Their ship looks like a frog. I did not like Voyager at all. I liked the character Chakotay, and I thought the interplay between Ensign Kim and the other dude, I like that, but overall I didn't like the series at all. And DS9 is a ripoff of Babylon 5, but I still like it. And I also really like Babylon 5.
I never watched the Space Station one. Either one of them. I never watched Babylon 5 either.
I've seen a few episodes, but nothing much.
And I think for how old Babylon 5 is, that the CGI still kind of holds up. I mean, you can see it's dated, but it's not. I don't think that it stands out too badly. That it's old.
I got a question.
Yes.
Gary, what is your favorite show? Star Trek.
Well, I grew up with the original series.
Yeah.
And but the one I appreciated the most, I'd have to go with you, The Next Generation first, original series second, and then I'd have to go with Deep Space Nine third, and then you could throw all the rest of them and mix them up however you want to.
Roy Munson said, I don't think Babylon 5 invented the space station idea, so I don't think you can say DS9 stole it. I actually can, because when Babylon 5, when the creator was shopping around trying to find a studio, somebody to take it, the production company that did DS9, he talked with them and they turned it down, and then immediately wrote a story that mirrors Babylon 5. So they did actually steal it.
Just a coincidence.
Yeah.
You seen that movie where it's about a space station that gets bigger and bigger because all the countries in the world contribute to it, and then when aliens come, they start to contribute to it, and then it gets so big that it starts to knock the
That's
Valerian or something.
Valerian and the City of 1,000 Worlds, something like that.
Yep.
I just watched that 6 months ago or so.
I really like that one. I don't love the movie, but I mean, the movie ain't that great, but I love the premise and the whole concept of that. I wish they'd make a whole bunch of movies about that.
I did like it. The Valerian captain, I don't know if he was Captain Valerian.
The character though.
Yeah, it was a little thin, but the animation, the CGI, I thought still looked really good, because the movie is from a few years ago. And
but that's the ultimate space station movie for me, like where there's so many aliens and it's all weird, and like there's big chunks of it that are water and big chunks of it that are gaseous and big chunks of it that are just all digital.
There's another movie. Oh, I remember. I think we might have talked about this too after I watched it, where the whole alien part of the plot, the aliens that are hiding, is God, what's the one with the blue aliens?
Avatar?
Avatar. It's Avatar. So it's the story of Avatar and before Avatar.
What movie is this?
The Valerian. If you look at just the story plot with the aliens, the ones the world was attacked, and so they're hiding. Their whole storyline is Avatar.
Oh, okay. I've seen Avatar, but only once, I think.
I saw it and I hated it.
You hated it?
I hated it.
Did you ask for your money back?
I think I rented it.
Okay.
They called the mineral goddamn unobtainium. That's lazy writing.
James Cameron called the robot a Terminator also. I mean, he's not exactly the most creative, like, giver of names.
Yeah. I did not enjoy that movie at all. And I did not see the sequel.
I'd say the sequel's a better movie. But I don't think you'd like it either.
Mr. Bob brings up Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds are go. UK sci-fi show that had space stations, yet they were marionettes. Little puppets.
There's a movie out about the Muppets. Well, Jim Henson.
I've been seeing the on YouTube. I've been seeing the ads for it.
I watched it. You know what Muppets means?
No,
Anyone?
something
Gizzard?
puppet,
Gizzard's
I have no idea.
I didn't know
monster
it was a
puppets.
thing. Well, you said it when you. The reason I'm bringing it up is because it was back in the old. He started doing that back in the olden days of TV when it was black and white. Like TV, there was no recording yet. It was everything was live. Anyway, it was a combination of marionette and puppet
Oh,
because he's got the puppet, but he's holding their hands like marionettes. So he was the first one to do that with puppets, I guess, or at least the first one to coin the term. He made a bunch of money. It's a pretty good documentary if you want to watch it.
it looked interesting, and
I had no idea he'd been doing it for so long. And he did a bunch of other weird shit too.
he did 2 different series. One where Greek mythology, and one was kind of European fairy tales ish, which I've got those on DVD. Really good. It uses puppets and live action.
In addition to puppets, though, he wanted to just be like, he was around when TV was happening,
Yeah.
becoming. So he's done a lot of shorts and essentially music videos and like short movies and stuff that were, I don't know what to call them, like art movies, I guess you'd call them. Like they're really playing with stuff and testing stuff. And anyway, he did a bunch of other stuff besides Muppet stuff too.
Yeah, it's called The Storyteller.
And then he was doing these Muppets, and then Sesame Street started, and they're like, "Hey, would you put these things on Sesame Street?" And then it's like, bam, this chocolate and that peanut butter made $1 million doing that, and then he was like, "I want to do something for adults," and they're like, "You can't do nothing for adults. You're for kids." He's like, "No, I'm sick of being for kids. I never wanted to be for kids, and I don't want to be for kids." And they're like, "No, you're for kids." So then he had to go to Europe to get the Muppet Show made, but that's Muppets for adults. And then it became the biggest thing on the planet for a while, I guess.
I enjoyed the Muppet Show when I was
Yeah.
younger.
Who's your favorite Muppet?
Ooh,
I gotta go Kermit.
Gizzard, do you know who Muppets are?
Yes, I do.
You got a favorite one?
Oh gosh, I always kind of liked Oscar personally because he was more human than the rest of them. I thought.
I would have to say Kermit, followed by Animal.
Kermit was around before the Muppets. He was one of their first puppets.
I did not know that.
And he was not a frog until the Muppets came along, I guess.
What was he? Just
Because they just made puppets.
Puppet?
One of them was round and one of them was kind of pointy and one of them was another way. And he liked Kermit because of the way he made Kermit out of his mom's coat and a ping pong ball that he cut in half. And he said that essentially he just liked that he could like make his nose snarl or laugh. Like whatever he did with his hand, you could see it in Kermit's face really good. So it was just one of their go-to puppets when they were doing just puppet shows or whatever you call them. Before they had like characters or whatever, or before there was a Muppet Show, I guess, or before Sesame Street, I guess.
The Saint said Gonzo.
I personally liked the giant things that would gobble up all the other ones that were either, I don't know if they were, I think they were people inside of them. Maybe they were just giant puppets. And it's hard to know on the Muppets, right? But every once in a while on the Muppet Show, some big giant purple thing was all goofy looking would come out and eat everybody. I always liked the big ones that, had to have like the regular person in them. Or animal. I had an animal. That's the only one I ever owned.
I have never owned any of them.
I think I had a Fozzie Bear.
That's what some of the girls would call me in high school. Oh, and the Saint said Grover was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I liked Grover and I liked Super Grover.
Everybody liked Grover. He was very likable. I bet you behind the scenes though he was a real dick.
Nobody
so-
said Bert or Ernie, either one. Darn.
Ernie was an asshole.
Yeah, I didn't like Ernie and Bert.
As a kid, there was a Sesame Street album. So it was, I know C is for Cookie was on it. It was Cookie Monster singing that. Bert singing Doing the Pigeon. I think Ernie had a song.
Rubber Ducky.
Rubber Ducky.
Yep.
You're the one. And I don't remember what other songs are on there.
Oh, Big Bird probably, and everybody
Must be
else.
an Elmo.
Cookie Monster. I don't know.
Well, this was before Elmo.
Elmo was
okay.
Elmore was the, what do they call that kid? The cousin on the Brady Bunch. Like Elmo, they brought in later when they needed to refresh the cast.
Cousin Oliver.
Yeah, he's the cousin Oliver of Sesame Street.
And the puppeteer turned out to be a pedophile. Mr. Bob said Floyd Pepper, the sax player from Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, was cool. Even if in real life he was modeled on guitar player Skunk Baxter.
But the Eagles look cool. Every once in a while there'd be like this eagle. I think he was pissed all the time, but the Eagles, whenever they'd make eagle Muppets, they thought they looked pretty good.
Yeah, Sam. I think Sam the Eagle.
Blue one, yeah, he was always pissed, but like every once in a while they'd have other eagles in there. They always look cool.
The Count.
And then them dudes, them old guys that would talk shit from the place, like looking at them, like in the audience.
Yeah.
These guys were funny.
Well, Gary,
Yes.
is there anything you'd like to plug?
Friday night, Foul Territory, 9 p.m. Central. And we just had our members only chat tonight, so we'll have another one next Wednesday, 8 o'clock p.m. Central. So that's what we got going on. I've got releases from Thunder on the Prairie coming out this week. Also, there should be some knife reviews coming out in the next couple days because Vivi's got new knives being released as we speak. So thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I'm hoping to make the Friday chat because I took this week off. So
Oh, we'd love to have you.
as long as I don't fall asleep, I'm gonna try and make it. G-Webs, anything you want to plug? Are you going to be whatnotting anytime soon? Or
I probably should, but no, I've got some other stuff I got to do tomorrow, I think. Man, talking about, I was thinking about what I was going to plug, but no, I can't remember. So I'll just plug Brooks' show on Saturday. Check that out.
Baron, it has been very nice having you back.
It's been fun to be back. I mean, it's been what, over a year
It's been a while.
or a while? Yeah, it's been a while, but feels the same.
getting
Is there
paid
anything
this
you
week,
want
right?
to plug?
You're getting your
I
same
got nothing to plug.
What were you saying, G-Webs?
You get your same paycheck as before.
Yeah, exact same paycheck. There was no cost of living increase at all.
So once again, we are leaving Gilded to go back to Discord. Link in the description. Link in the banner that's running.
Boo.
If you watch this in a replay, leave a comment. Anything we talk about, agree with, disagree with. What's your favorite Muppet? This weekend is an off weekend, so the next chat will be next Wednesday.
Wait, what? What?
Yes.
So essentially, everybody who's paying good money for these shows is getting screwed out of a show because last week you decided not to do a show, and now you're skipping. That's 3 weeks of skip.
Well, the thing is, nobody's paying for these shows, so you're getting your money's worth. And
There should be a write-in campaign. How many emails of a write-in campaign would change this horrible situation?
probably no amount of write-ins. I would appreciate the write-ins, but it probably would not change anything.
Maybe somebody will do a fill-in chat. That used to happen.
That happened
knows?
back in the day.
They could, but it's an off weekend anyway, so they're not technically filling in for a chat because there wasn't going to be one anyways. Last week would have been the time to do the fill-in chat.
Except everyone that would have filled in was there.
Yes.
I was going to fill in, except I was waiting for somebody to go live from there, and I didn't want to cork them, so I was just being polite.
So other than that, I hope everybody has a good rest of the night and go do something good. That's the wrong one. We want this one.